Hi everyone, it's Lane Johnson here. I'm often asked how I got started on my journey of writing choral music. There's really not time in this video to fully answer that question, but I do want to tell you a really cool story that I think is a significant part of the answer to that question. I like to call this story, Be Like Mama White. I started singing in school choirs in the 8th grade and really enjoyed it. And I continued on into high school with that. I was also part of a barbershop quartet group in high school, and a couple of us in the group started writing arrangements for the group. Apparently, we weren't very afraid of putting ourselves out there. Looking back now, it's pretty easy to see that I had an overrated opinion of my skills, like a lot of teenagers do. But I didn't know that then. And with a little bit of arranging for my quartet under my belt, I decided, why not arrange something for my high school honor choir? But did I start with something nice and simple? No. I decided to do something pretty ambitious. An 8-part a cappella piece with lots of jazzy harmonies and key changes and such. Probably not the greatest one to start with, but that's what I did. I didn't have any formal education for how to write music. But by then I had sung a lot of choir music, and so I tried to just follow some of the things that I had seen in the music that we had done. I poured my heart into it, and I was proud of it. And so I enthusiastically showed it to our choir director, Mrs. White, who we affectionately referred to as Mama White. I still have a copy of the arrangement right here. And as I look at it today, it is so easy to see all of the issues that it had, and it is riddled with writing problems. I can only imagine Mama White taking a look at that music and seeing all the problems in it and wondering, is it really worth the time and effort to try to pull this off? But rather than dismissing me as a kid that didn't know what he was doing, she took on the project wholeheartedly. And she taught it to the choir, and she helped every section muddle through all the problems that there were, and helped us get it to the point where we could actually sing it and perform it. And it sounded pretty good, and people liked it. She included it in our concerts and on our tour to Southern California that year. She praised me publicly and privately, and kept telling me over and over that someday I would be the next Norman Luboff, who was a famous choral composer at the time. That experience was a real turning point for me. It pushed me in a direction that gave me a lot of confidence. And by the end of that school year, I pretty much knew that that's what I wanted to do, was to study composition in college. And that's what I did. Let me quickly tell you a couple fun facts that are tangents to this story. First, as my choral music matured and I was feeling confident about submitting it for publication, I was thrilled to have my first few works published by none other than Walton Music, which was founded by Norman Luboff. Had he lived a little bit longer, I probably would have been able to meet him. And second, I like to share this story with my students that I teach at BYU in a choral arranging class. And as I did that a couple of years ago at the end of the semester, I was delighted to find out afterwards that one of the students in the class was Mama White's grandson. And then this year in class, I had his cousin, another grandson of Mama White. My takeaway from this whole story is this. Instead of writing people off because they're new or naive or haven't reached their full potential yet, why not take the approach of meeting them where they are in their journey and helping them to grow and building them up? The fact that Mama White did that for me was life-changing and incredibly rewarding, and launched me into more than 40 years now of writing and arranging and enjoying the world of choral music. I will forever be grateful for Mama White.